They're scared of Tom Bauer. They're scared of what he's going to report because they know it's true. They know there's truth to it. If it's just deranged and crazy and fixation and whatever, then just ignore it. The truth will bear out generally. People will ignore what they seem as or deem as sort of on a crazy end of the spectrum. But that's not what Tom Bauer is doing. Tom Bauer is being a journalist here and reporting the facts. And the facts terrify Meghan Markle especially.
The truth is finally out, and Meghan Markle is reportedly furious after royal biographer Tom Bauer exposed details she allegedly wanted buried for years. For a long time, everything stayed under wraps, but now her reaction is raising eyebrows everywhere, almost like someone caught off guard with secrets suddenly out in the open. Instead of staying quiet, she fired back in a way that only made the situation blow up even more. Now people are calling Meghan's response a full-on PR disaster. The book officially dropped on March 26th, but even before it hit shelves, leaked excerpts were already making waves online. And those early reveals alone were enough to spark a serious reaction from Meghan and her team, setting the tone before the full story even landed. As soon as the details started spreading, Meghan and Harry didn't waste time. They came out swinging and publicly slammed the book. They labeled it a deranged conspiracy and melodrama, clearly trying to tear down both the claims and the author behind them. They even pushed it further, saying Tom Bauer crossed the line from criticism into what they describe as an unhealthy obsession. From their point of view, Tom Bauer isn't just a critic, he's someone with a fixation on Meghan and Harry.
He has made a career out of constructing ever more elaborate theories about people he does not know and has never met. Those interested in facts will look elsewhere. Those seeking deranged conspiracy and melodrama know exactly where to find him.
They claim he's built his reputation by spinning complicated theories about people he's never even known or personally known, making the whole situation even heated and controversial. Meghan and Harry didn't stop there. They doubled down and took things even further. They advised the public that anyone searching for real facts should look elsewhere, while those chasing conspiracy theories would know exactly where to go. That statement hit hard and carried a clear message without saying it outright. Basically, they were hinting that Bauer's book belongs in the world of fiction, not reality. But instead of shutting things down, many observers say this move backfired in a big way. The strong and sharp tone only pulled more attention toward the book, making people even more curious about what's inside. Several commentators even pointed out that such an intense reaction made it seem like the book might have touched on something uncomfortable. And just like that, the response may have handed the book a wave of free publicity without meaning to. Now, looking closer at Bauer's claims, things get even heated. In Betrayal, he suggests they've been facing financial pressure, feeling socially cut off, and relying more and more on self-promotion after stepping away from royal duties.
That Harry and Meghan are running out of money as the millions that they accrued from the book Spare and the original Netflix deal are beginning to dwindle.
That claim ties straight into their bold move to step away from royal life and chase financial independence on their own terms. They locked in huge deals with companies like Netflix and Spotify, deals that were supposed to guarantee long-term success and stability. But according to critics, things didn't exactly play out the way many expected. Meghan's podcast wrapped up after just one season, and her lifestyle show struggled to really catch on with audiences. These projects were meant to bring in serious income, but when they fell short, reports suggest their financial situation became more complicated than planned. What looked like a winning strategy suddenly started raising questions. At the same time, their expenses didn't slow down at all. Security costs alone are said to reach millions every year, adding major pressure behind the scenes. On top of that, even their charity organization has reportedly seen a drop in donations, which only adds more strain across the board.
Yikes! Harry's cash crisis. He is flat broke, and this program has been told that as the money runs out and runs out fast, Meghan will, and I quote, be looking to replace Harry with a US billionaire. You heard me right. Meghan Markle is going to dump Harry and replace him with a US entrepreneur worth billions.
Bauer also makes a highly debated claim about Meghan's influence on Harry. In the book, he suggests her ambition played a key role in shaping Harry into someone more distant from his family and more focused on public conflicts. That claim alone has stirred intense reactions. The book even states that Queen Camilla allegedly told a friend she believed Meghan had brainwashed Harry.
The Queen Camilla said that Harry had been brainwashed by Meghan, and that in fact members of the royal family felt that Meghan kind of changed Harry's personality, and he went from a fun-loving guy that we all loved, that we all liked, to this rather furrow-browed guy who seemed to hate everybody and everything.
That statement has only added more heat to the ongoing debate, with people questioning whether Harry is acting fully on his own or being strongly influenced. So the big question keeps coming up again and again. Is Harry truly making his own decisions based on his personal experiences, or is he being pushed in a certain direction? People can't seem to agree, and the debate just keeps getting louder. Another major claim in the book is that many of Harry and Meghan's public appearances and charity efforts are more about image than real impact.
He wanted his privacy. The problem you've got here in a relationship with Meghan and Harry is this is a boy that was pretty much traumatized by media presence when he was little. He didn't really want any of this publicity. He was always attacking photographers. She's someone, ever since she was on the red carpet, who's craved publicity.
One example critics bring up is Meghan's visit to Uvalde after the tragic school shooting. Some questioned whether the visit was purely about showing support or if it leaned more towards shaping public perception, especially because of how it was captured and shared. Bauer uses moments like this to paint a bigger picture, suggesting the couple may have shifted away from service and towards self-promotion. That idea alone has split public opinion right down the middle, with strong reactions on both sides. Harry and Meghan have pushed back hard, calling Bauer's claims deranged theories, but critics argue that some of their public actions seem to line up with what's being described in the book. That clash between denial and perception is what's keeping the story alive. The book also claims Meghan became heavily involved in the Invictus Games in a way that boosted her public image, suggesting their moves are carefully planned for media attention rather than genuine connection.
Bauer suggests that the 2025 Games in Canada were overshadowed by Meghan Markle's public appearances, referring to the event as the Meghan Games. He cites Canadian executives who allegedly felt Meghan was a distraction and that her presence was more about bling than veteran rehabilitation.
Meghan has firmly denied these claims, calling them untrue. But if everything is just speculation, then why does this situation keep raising so many questions? The book takes a serious deep dive into the Invictus Games, an event Prince Harry has been closely tied to for years, originally created to support and uplift injured veterans. But according to Bauer, Meghan's involvement may have shifted the spotlight in a big way. He claims that during the 2025 event in Canada, the attention moved heavily toward Meghan, her presence, her appearance, and her public moments, rather than staying focused on the athletes themselves. That shift didn't go unnoticed, and it quickly sparked strong reactions. Some critics even started calling it the Meghan Games, pointing to how media coverage seemed to highlight her outfits and public interactions more than the actual competitions. Reports suggested that certain organizers and observers felt the original purpose of honoring veterans' strength and resilience was being overshadowed. Bauer also raised concerns about event presentation, mentioning reports of low attendance at some matches and claims that crowd visuals were managed to appear more full on camera.
Atmosphere. At a 2025 wheelchair basketball match, Bauer claims only 43 paying spectators attended. He alleges that about 100 people were corralled around Harry and Meghan by organizers specifically for photo opportunities to create the false impression of high engagement. Well, they would never do something like that, Scott Rouse.
No.
He further suggested that Meghan maintained a highly visible role throughout, including emphasizing formal titles during the event. But one of the most controversial parts of the book centers on the athletes themselves. Bauer questioned the legitimacy of some participants' injuries, including during a wheelchair basketball match involving teams like the United States. That claim sparked immediate backlash. Officials and representatives strongly pushed back, defending the athletes and calling Bauer's statements disrespectful and inaccurate. The reaction was swift, and it added another intense layer to an already heated situation. Despite all the strong public criticism coming from Meghan's team, there hasn't been any legal action taken against Tom Bower or his publisher. No lawsuits, no cease and desist letters, and no official legal threats tied to this book at all. That silence is raising eyebrows, especially given how quickly legal steps have been taken in other situations. For example, when Variety published a report about their struggles with Netflix, Meghan's legal team reportedly reacted fast with a formal letter pushing back against those claims. That kind of quick response makes this situation stand out even more. So now people are asking a very direct question. If legal action was possible before, why not now? It's a question that keeps gaining attention as the story spreads. Legal experts suggest there could be a reason behind the silence. Tom Bower's books are known for being built on detailed research and multiple sources, often including insiders. Because of that, taking legal action could be a risky move, since it would mean proving the claims are false and intentionally harmful. There's also another angle to consider. A lawsuit could end up giving the book even more exposure and boosting sales, just like what happened with his previous work, Revenge. That possibility alone might be enough to make anyone think twice before taking things to court. And now, this whole situation is starting to raise even bigger questions about what happens next. With all the noise, the backlash, and the constant headlines, people are watching closely to see how this plays out. Some believe the controversy will fade over time, but others think this could have a longer impact on how Harry and Meghan are viewed moving forward. Every reaction, every statement, and every public appearance now gets picked apart in a way that keeps the spotlight locked on them. At the same time, the book continues to gain attention, with more readers diving in to see what all the talk is about.
I mean, when I listen to Meghan, I am just reminded that there's nothing authentic there. She went on to say she's now the happiest she's ever been. She claims to be this entrepreneur without really acknowledging that her level of fame is because she married a prince. You know, the BS from Meghan just never seems to stop.
The more people discuss it, the more the story grows, creating a cycle that doesn't seem to slow down. Supporters of Harry and Meghan argue that much of this is exaggerated and unfair, while critics say the patterns being pointed out deserve closer attention. That split in opinion is what keeps this situation so intense and ongoing. One thing is clear, this isn't just about a book anymore. It has turned into a much bigger conversation about reputation, influence, and how public figures handle criticism under pressure. And with so many eyes still watching, the next move could change everything.
Very aggressive PR for the Sussexes, got way beyond herself because she really doesn't understand the British royal family or Britain, but understands how to project her client.
And just when it seems like things couldn't get any more intense, the conversation keeps evolving with new angles and reactions popping up everywhere. The spotlight hasn't faded at all. In fact, it's getting even brighter as more voices jump into the debate. Media outlets, commentators, and insiders are all weighing in, each bringing their own perspective into the mix. Some are digging deeper into the claims, while others are questioning the motives behind the book itself, turning this into a full-on media storm. At the center of it all, Harry and Meghan remain under constant scrutiny, with every move being analyzed in real time. Even the smallest public appearances or statements are being interpreted as part of a bigger strategy, which only adds more pressure to an already tense situation. Meanwhile, the public remains divided, with one side defending them and the other demanding more accountability. That divide is what keeps this story alive, pushing it further into headlines and conversations across platforms. And now the biggest question hanging in the air is simple.
Harry claims he and his wife Meghan felt abandoned, a major factor in their move to California. He added he felt trapped by his family and the toxic environment he perceived he was living in.
Will this situation eventually calm down, or is this just the beginning of an even bigger wave of revelations and reactions that could keep unfolding from here? At the end of the day, Meghan's response is being called a major PR misstep by some analysts. Instead of shutting the story down, it may have actually made it louder and pushed even more attention toward the book. What was meant to defend her image might have ended up doing the complete opposite. So now the situation leaves people with one big question hanging in the air. Will Meghan take legal action against Tom Bower over betrayal, or will things stay exactly as they are? The silence on that front is only making people more curious. Now it's your turn. What do you think is really going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates like this, because this story is far from over.